My name is Wendy McClooney, and I was Adam Karsten's sister. I was very sick and had a surgery, and I couldn't be there at the funeral. But I had things I wanted to say about him as his sister. And so I'm out here today. This is December 31st, 2012. I have personal memories of Adam, and I wanted to talk about some of his qualities that meant a lot to me as his sister. I have a lot of happy memories of Adam. I remember the first day I saw him. I can see it all. I was about 5, and it's 1977, and the front door opened, and there was little brother. And with the innocence of a 5-year-old, I looked at him, and he was beautiful, and I said I wanted to marry him. And of course, everybody laughed. We had a real fun, a lot of fun as children. Just over the last couple of months, we were discussing this great swing set we had. It was playground quality, and I mean, you could go high on that thing. I remember trying to swing on that thing and see if I could touch the tree with my feet. It was a great swing. And we lived in South Carolina, and we had a basement. It was huge, and we had church down there. But when it wasn't church, it was our playground. And excuse me, I'm still sick. Adam had a great rocking horse, and he remembers this. He told me recently, he said, I don't have many memories of being a little kid, but I remember my rocking horse. It was suspended on springs, and he'd get on that thing, and he'd rock back and forth, and he'd be singing really loud. And it's kind of the precursor to the rocker he would become when he grew up. And there was another thing we did that was a lot of fun. We had those toys. They were called Big Wheels. I've seen them in stores now, but it's an older toy, and it had 3 wheels, a big one in the front, 2 smaller ones in the back. And we'd ride round and round and round in that basement, and Mom would be playing rock and roll upstairs. I can still hear Benny Hester playing Rubber Canoe, and it was rocking downstairs, and we'd just be going round and round. It was a lot of fun. We had some really good times. One of the qualities that I liked so much about Adam was he had such a great sense of humor. He was so funny. You would laugh all the time when you were with him, and he had such a delivery, such a hilarious way of saying things. But even as a kid, I'm remembering specifically when I was a teenager, I don't know, 17 or so. So he would have been maybe 12, something like that. And I had this headband I liked a whole lot. It was plastic, and it was wrapped around with yellow ribbon. It was real pretty. And one day, Adam came in, and I was going to be putting it on or something, and he decided he had to try it on and just be silly. So he picked it up, and not knowing anything about headbands, he didn't realize he was looking at plastic because he bent it too far to put it on his head, and I was not very happy with him at the time. He was sorry, but it's a very funny memory now. It's like I can still see him there, you know. It's such a funny memory. I remember when he was a teenager, he liked to start things, and he said, I want to bring back the word groovy. Now we're talking, this is like the late 80s, early 90s. And I brought that up to him recently. I said, I remember you wanted to bring up the word groovy. And he said, yeah, I did. And I did too. I started saying it. And everybody around me did too. And it was really funny. He like I said, he was a go-getter. He would get in there. If he wanted to do something, he would do it. And there was his humor. He was so funny. I loved his facial expressions. When he got here for the last couple of months of his life, and he lived with us, we got into watching some things together, and we were watching this one Survivor Man. And Survivor Man was down in the Amazon trying to live for 7 days by himself, which is insane. I was sitting there with Adam, and Adam was looking at this, and he's like, I don't think so. And it was so funny because we're both sitting there going, no way, these bugs are crawling all over this guy. He's by himself, it's wet, it's raining, there's snakes, and there's everything, and there's no way I'm gonna do that. And he just cracked me up because Adam was so huge. And he was like, I don't care. I'm not going out there. I love that the fun-loving guy that he was never left him. And it's what made him such a great uncle to my children. I have 5 children, and he was a pal. He was such a laid-back but funny guy, and he really enjoyed my littlest one, who is 5. And I have a hilarious video of them. They were coloring. It was Adam, my daughter Misty, Bethany was sitting there, and Charity, who we call Shiggy. And Adam was laying right there on the ground, just like just like when he was a little boy. And he's coloring. I brought out the video. I said, somebody said I said, I'm videoing. And he was like, what? And I said, yeah, I'm videoing. Mom will like it. He says, oh, well, it won't kill my music career. And he goes, ha! And that laugh he had, I just love that laugh. I love that laugh. He was just so much fun. I so enjoyed. Got an airplane. Okay. I so enjoyed watching him play with the baby. He thought she was the funniest thing, how she'd call her toys her friends, and he made up a little dance, and he was calling it the Shoogie Boogie, and he'd sing it, Shoogie Boogie all night long, and he was just so funny. He was such a fun guy. That is one of my favorite things about him.